Hi there, Rick here. I want to talk about this, just a short little video, okay? Just the heading is called North Korea TV shows latest nuclear massive missile launch, okay? What they're launching is ICBM, okay? I remember these ICBMs even when I was a teenager, okay? Well, this is during the 80s, okay? Um, on my computer, okay, Atari 800, okay, there was a game I was playing, okay. I can't remember the name of it now, okay, but uh, the submarines, okay, that I had like online, sorry, not online, the submarines that I had, and even was it launch sites that I had from my country that I was playing from, okay. Um, the submarines were coming online. Okay, it was almost like battleship. I would was it shoot at B-12. Okay, B 17, C-4, C-5. Okay, and what I was aiming for, okay, was the bombings. Was it the bombing strips? Okay, in the other country, or missile sites in the other country. That's what I was aiming for. Okay, so I would launch my ICBMs either from my submarines or from my stationary bases in my country, and it would show um, it would show it xed out. Okay, once I destroyed it. Okay, and sometimes I would even hit the target twice because my submarines came online, and then I hit it with my submarines. I believe ICBMs, okay, it's not a nuclear warhead, okay, but it will do a lot of damage to, whatever it hits, okay. The explosion is not as big, okay, but I'm pretty sure that the explosion is pretty spectacular, okay, whatever it hits. Okay, it basically destroys the target that's going after. Okay, um, I'm not sure what sort of guidance system it's using to find its target, but I could see a lot of these ICBMs um, missing their targets. Okay, um, some will just end up uh, going into the ocean. Okay, um, I don't know how um, accurate these ICBMs would be. Okay, but it's pretty spectacular that Kim Jong Un. Okay, he has these ICBMs. Okay, and he's testing them. Okay, I think they can very easily hit United States. Okay, so that's, I'm sure United States, that's very concerning for them, right? Um, they don't want a country that they got in a war with a long time ago, acquiring this sort of technology, right? Because I'm sure they're going to, point it at the major cities in the United States, okay? And I don't know if United States has anything to shoot them down, okay? But you have to remember if Kim Jong Un, if he ever shot one of these at United States, um, I'm almost certain that United States would respond and yeah, just go after Kim Jong Un and yeah, and his regime, right? Because unlike Iraq, okay, when Bush said, "Oh, Saddam has got weapons of mass destruction," and they didn't find any evidence that he did have weapons of mass destruction. But you look at North Korea, yeah, he does have weapons of mass destruction because he shows them off, right? And I think that's very concerning for United States, especially when um, Kim Jong Un is getting a lot more friendly with Vladimir Putin, right? And I think Vladimir Putin, he's going to share his what is it, his missile technology, maybe even uh, his nuclear technology with uh, with North Korea. Okay, um, because this war, okay, between Russia and Ukraine, I would say that it's escalating. It's not de-escalating. When you have another, you have to remember this war has been going on for more than what, 2 years now. Okay, um, at least more than a half a million dead soldiers on each side, right? So it's I would say it's very concerning that you know um, these two countries, okay, are just getting what is it, um, closer ties, okay. Because I think I heard that North Korea supplied um, Russia with 700 um, train cars of ammunition to Russia. Okay, 1,700. Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, and I think well, I heard that. Okay, um, the Russian soldiers are not looking kindly upon the Korean soldiers. Okay, I think just the reason why is because they don't speak Russian. Okay, um, they speak a different language, right? So there's a big communication barrier right there, right? Maybe if they spoke Russian, okay, like I'm talking about the North Koreans now, okay, if a lot of them spoke Russian, okay, I don't think they would look down on them as much, okay, because they would be able to talk to the everyday common Russian soldier, right? And they'd be able to have a conversation, right? And then they can share ideals, right? Talk about just everyday things that you know um, uh, Russians that talk to each other, right? Um, and you have to remember too, okay? The Russian soldiers are, or sorry, the North Korean soldiers are not allowed a lot of things, okay? Like even very simple things like cell phones that a lot of people have around the world, right? No, they're not allowed to have cell phones, okay? Um, they're not allowed to watch, any sort of, I think, entertainment, uh, entertainment TV shows, right? They have to watch only, what the government of Kim Jong Un wants his people to view in their country, right? Um, because you have to remember, Kim Jong Un, his family, right? I heard that they're allowed to watch Western movies, right? They watch Western movies, what Western TV shows, right? But he doesn't allow his people to watch that. Okay, so you can almost say that, yeah, he's brainwashing his entire nation. Okay, and if you control um, your people watch, what they learn, okay, you can pretty well get them um, to go to war with for you, okay, just because they don't know uh, anything else, right? It's almost like, okay, um, you don't question his authority, right? And you're not allowed to, you know, watch any sort of news or listen to any other sort of news that happens around the world. So you have really no idea what's going on around the world too, right? Yeah, it's probably one of the most upside down countries in the entire world, I would say. Because even the third world countries, the government system, they don't, restrict their people from, a lot of the things that Kim Jong Un is doing in his country, right? Um, if they can afford a cell phone, yeah, they can go buy a cell phone, right? But in North Korea, you're not allowed. Okay, you watch a Western movie, they'll throw you in jail for that. If you're selling DVDs of hip hop music, okay, or music, outside of North Korea, yeah, you get severely punished for that. They might even execute you for doing something like that. Okay, but just to have, yeah, American DVDs in your possession, okay, um, yeah, you get charged for that. You get thrown in jail for that. Um, so, I think a lot of people in North Korea, they know this, and they don't want to, um, test the theory out. Okay, they just don't do it, right? So it's just um, a very, well, a lot of people would say strange, different country, right? But these are, well, what it's like in North Korea.